We're live! We're live for the end of Eternal Darkness. It's the last stream for this game. Just got 2 more characters to go. Oh yeah, our sanity as Alex is still pretty bad, but whatever. We gotta... Yo, Wrath, you made it. Alright. Oh, dang, that was wrong screen. Forget what you saw. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, you might be seeing that as a game on a future stream or something. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, right, I already read that note. Didn't expect this to be an ARC stream. Oh. If circumstances lead me to somehow start streaming ARC, I hope someone is there to put me out of my misery. Alright. So yeah, we gotta do the next few puzzle steps or whatever in this mansion to... Oh, hello, flying book. And yes, got a shotgun in hand because, you know, it's not a matter of whether a shotgun is holy. It's a matter of, is your shotgun holy enough? And I think in our case it is. Because we're gonna need it. If I recall, this is very much the chapter where enemies start coming in. Oh my... Oh, the Page Master. That's a pull. Oh my goodness. Can't believe the lead is an adult woman. I can't believe they start... Whoa, what? Yeah, it's a hell of a reboot that they just decided to cast Buffy the Vampire Slayer in the role of. Anyway, that is also another sanity effect that I don't really recall happening. I feel like it's one that I've heard of but never actually saw myself, where you just see a bunch of tiny enemies. Hopefully Joss Whedon isn't involved. Yeah, hopefully. Okay. Let's see if I can at least remember. Where am I supposed to go for this? Well, live on stream now, so preserve for history. True that. Especially since I have it in me to try and preserve as many of these VODs as I can, even when Twitch decides to just delete them, you know? Yeah. I know I'm gonna have to get through that fake wall eventually. Gotta get something to, like, break it open. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing in here, and that was only for, like, the spice jar that had the... Okay. Yeah, it's like I forget which key item you get first, whether it's the axe or the, Oh, wait, maybe the axe is later just because of, like, the character we're playing as is a firefighter in the next chapter, and that's probably for after, I feel like. I can't recall. Let me double check the basement one more time. Because there's a... Right, yeah, because... Oh! Duh, of course, there's this door over here. Yeah. Which... Right, yeah, this leads into... Oh yeah, this is the new entrance, which we don't have open yet. Oh, wait. Oh, god damn it, I kept missing the... Right, there's a second hidden note that for whatever reason was not at the top, or at least I didn't notice. Oh, right, yeah. Because oh, wait, I think that's just because my inventory was already scrolled down some. Okay, yeah, so we do have to be in here. Yes, pickaxe, that's what it was. Okay, now we can proceed to opening up that boarded up room on the second floor. To the big reveal about what exactly it was specifically that led to Maximilian getting sent to an asylum. All right. I mean, he was probably right to do so, but I doubt his word was gonna hold up in court. Okay, yeah, this part. And with that, the US was born. Ain't that the truth? Okay. Gotta do a good old dispel magic, and that's a green, so... Okay, there we go. Now it's all coming back into play, because now we got the stethoscope, which we can use to get into that safe in the basement. And the third journal page. Journal of M. Roy's closing notes. Yeah, okay. Now, though I do, if I recall, once I go out this door, that's when the enemies start spawning for real inside the mansion. So... and with shotgun in hand, let's head out. Okay, where are you? Oh!
To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of troubles, and by opposing any...
I have never gotten this version of your body parts just blowing off.
and by a sleep to say we...
But yeah, sure, we could use a little Hamlet, why not?
This can't be happening.
Okay. Oh. Oh, right, there was a trapper in there. The dopest sanity effect I've seen. I feel inclined to agree now, yeah. Because when I saw the head pop up, I just thought, oh, it's just another, part where you're like, it's just another effect where your body parts start to blow off one by one. But I was not expecting the head to go first and that you could actually pick it up. That was just ridiculous. Yeah. Ah! Oh my goodness, two of them. That first one was just ready to hit me as soon as I finished teleporting back in. Cheeky bugger. Now remember, don't invite Angel inside. If you invite in vampires, they can always just show up. Yeah, that's true. Ooh, that's cool. I never realized that, like, as you're recovering sanity in front of this picture, you can see it oscillating back and forth between the normal version and the messed up version. What is this lame RE ripoff? Man. If only RE had the balls to just escalate to you fighting against cosmic horrors that are responsible for bioweapons. Once again, never question whether or not a shotgun is holy, but how holy enough. And I think it's pretty holy. True, we just started fighting ghosts in 7. Yeah, now we're fighting werewolves and vampires in 8, so... Yeah, okay, you know what, that's fair. I think by the time we get to 9 or even 10, that's when we're gonna really start suplexing the fuck out of Cthulhu. That's the only way, though, that this is gonna go. Alright. Now, I think this is one where, like, I do have to pay a bit more attention to the audio cues, because this is a little, like, safe dial combination thing, so... Yeah, I'm gonna boost the audio so I can listen to this. Alright, we're good. Sweet. Yes, get all the items. The essence of Zelatath. Crankshaft. Letter. And the next chapter page. Okay. Awesome. The chapter that has us playing as the most swole OP character in this entire game. He's just decked out with guns.
Approaches, Augustus. A storm of metal and fire, and a torrent of souls along with it, young and vibrant.
Yes, I have seen it coming. A worthy sacrifice, I am sure, and one that will allow the greater guardian that resides below to finish its channeling.
This sacrifice of souls I make unto thee, Great One. The gate shall be ready to be opened, and your freedom shall be at hand.
Your shit talking has no effect on me.
Wherever disaster and death lurk, there is likely to be an ancient just beyond our senses, waiting. They prey on our misfortune and exploit it toward their own twisted ends.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite characters in the whole game.
On the heels of war.
And as a bonus, it's voiced by the DARPA chief, bomb disposal, whatever, Peter Stillman, Donald Anderson, whatever. It's Greg Eagles.
But a few people make
A voice that is so distinct in the early Metal Gear games.
A Canadian
Or
industrial
Metal Gear Solid,
firefighter
rather.
hired to put an end to the insanity at the end of the war. Ironically for him, the insanity was just beginning.
Does Fat Man kill him again? No, he makes it, like, out of this game unscathed, basically. Oh man, that's a 90s concept. Just Cthulhu on roller skates. 90s extreme Cthulhu.
More powerful. I don't know how else to describe it.
This is the safest way to blow out these things. You've done this enough to know that. It's by the numbers. It's all good. Just relax.
The silicone cloth and the water spray are there, so you're probably right. We've got 500 pounds of 80% nitroglycerin-grade dynamite all in place. We're good to go.
Edwards, you can pull your team back now. Get your team to a safe distance and we'll try to kill the fire.
Sure thing. Coming back now.
We're getting a pressure increase at the well cap. It's gonna tear itself apart. Hurry! Get your team out of...
Hey, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Okay. Nice to meet you too, Waff. Have a pillar of flesh.
What the hell happened? They're all dead. McCormick, Patterson, all gone.
Look at those arms.
Looks like they've been buried alive under tons of concrete.
Take this. Guard it well. Many have
All
perished
Irish
for it.
too, yeah.
Take it. Take it to the ruins of Engal.
And Edward specifically is supposed to be Canadian.
Of light.
I mean, that's cool, at least as far as like with this roster of characters for diversity sakes. I mean, a black firefighter from Canada, like, sure.
Take it. Save us. All.
Okay. So yeah, we only got... Oh yeah, that's right, he has the flashlight, which is separate from any of the weapons you can equip. As all Canadians devs do, there has to be Canada. Absolutely. So even though we don't have the Tome of Eternal Darkness right now, we at least are, like, not lacking in any means to defend ourselves. Cue the Nickelback. Oh, please no. double check around here. Oh, yeah. Some 41, Avril, all the classics. Yeah, I guess whatever your definition of classic is in this case. Hey, Pensive, welcome. Yeah, the Ancient we're fighting, at the start of this whole series, we picked Ulioth as Pious. So yeah, we're going up against the old, like, big blue jellyfish. Oh yeah, this assault rifle is pretty goofy looking, but like it's packed with all kinds of stuff. You know, it's got different firing modes, like it has single, 3-shot burst, full auto, and then for good measure, grenades. Yeah, this thing's beastly. I love it. Oh yeah, and also it's like an extra thing to kind of show a difference in character stats. Old Edwards is a big, tough man physically, though ultimately still lacking in sanity and magic, which actually leads me to, I'm definitely going to have to reset my magic spell hotkeys to something else, because I'm pretty sure that even my big 7-point Mantorok spells are, they are too big for the current, magic meter that that Edwards has. Correct. Yeah, this is the longest this is the chapter where you have like the longest time that you spend without the tome. Actually, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna see if I can bait him to opening up and like still. I don't know. It might not work. Oh. Oh, well, it didn't damage me, so, Come on. Shit, God. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I feel tempted to just kind of dump full auto on this dude right now. Yeah, I feel like this chapter's design is ultimately the way for the games to, like, the devs to try and make up for the fact that, like, you've had characters that had guns up to this point, but not only were, like, single bullet shots, but also very limited on ammo with long reload time. So they're like, yeah, let's just deck you out and let you go to town on these dudes. And that's even before you get access to your spells again. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, this assault rifle is so good. Gonna check it again with the map, right, because there are multiple ladders to go up in this case, which, yeah. This is important for a key item. Let's see if I can still, there's not anything else here I'm missing. Okay. Oh, this thing is so good. Which time period is this? 1991. It's specifically during the Gulf War, which leads to another interesting bit of trivia. I think the original idea for the characters like in this for this chapter was that it was originally going to be an actual soldier fighting in the Gulf War, but I guess they decided, just because of this being post 9/11 and probably not wanting to like do anything to throw even the tiniest bone to like America's military industrial complex, they're like, yeah, let's just have this dude be a firefighter who's putting out all these these oil fires and whatnot. Okay, hold on. Yeah, thank God, definitely. I mean, like, these kind of changes were the same reason why Joseph de Mole, was only shown in a single cutscene and you never played him, because he was originally part of the Crusades. And you can especially see why that would not have flown, especially so soon post 9/11. Yeah, like this game avoided it, but that would not have stopped others just, like, continuing to throw a bone to that bullshit, you know? Definitely. Yeah. Plus, even without, like, the whole kind of, with that sort of thing behind it, like, I just like the idea behind Edward's character a whole lot more in general. And it's like, yeah, sure, he's decked out with a lot of soldier gear, but at least, like, he's still there for a reason that it is a lot more noble by comparison. Something that just shows the actual, like, conscientiousness of the environment. Let's get back to the pistol, because we've not shown enough of that. Oh yeah, it's significantly weaker by comparison. It can't even take off... It can't even, like, decapitate a zombie, but at least 3 headshots is enough to down them. Let's see. Anything that I am missing here? Ah, yes, of course. This is the other key item. We got a staff, which, yeah. Thank goodness we did not need to cast a spell to like, literally repair it. It just slots back in on itself. Delayed slightly by taunting Highwing, but he succeeded at a challenge. Oh yeah, right. That guy saw. I saw him posting that, like, in the Discord, that he was, like, playing Thief 2. It was. Yeah, I didn't see it. Like, what specifically, like, was the challenge for? Oh yeah, this room is cool. And with this little light puzzle. Oh yeah, that's right. The 2 wedding rings. Yeah, the one. Yeah, the one for Basso and the girl that you're trying to get out of there. At least I think it's Basso. I'm forgetting all my thief names. Yeah, it's been a while. Thief 1 and 2, those are definitely ones that are well down on the list of games that are being considered for the streaming treatment. Basso and Genevieve, yes, those were the 2. Yeah. Despite the Lovecraftian themes, I have always felt this game was optimistic in a way I appreciate it. People of all different cultures coming across time, working together for a common purpose. Yeah, it's definitely like even if it's the sort of thing where, like, you know, like, at the time most people would not have, like, had the optics to really highlight it, it does kind of show, like, a bit, like, it is a much more positive thing in this game's case that it is promoting, like, a very diverse cast that works towards a common goal. Oh, he was doing normal and not expert? Okay. Yeah. Yes, expert is actual. This is true. Anyway, time to get our book. It's a very long sequence, but that was nice. You know, it was well deserved that we got to, like, fight more enemies without the aid of spells, just because the game gave us the tools to do so. And there lies Edward Roivas. Cool. Alright. Now, I at least remember when it comes to, like, using spells as Edward's, is that his health is so... Not health. His magic meter is so small that, like, a lot of my 7-point spells, especially with the Mantorok rune, will simply not work. So, yeah, I am going to, for the time being, like, downgrade, like, the Mantorok spells I have back to 5 points, just to save myself the trouble. Unless, actually, I forget. Yeah, that's right. 7-point Mantorok magic pool is too much for him. So, yeah. Magic pool, assign 5 point. Yeah, like that. You can see just the tiniest sliver of magic left after just casting that by itself. It's crazy. But I mean, he makes up for it with just physical strength. So, okay. Yeah, I do want to also get a shield spell going. Yeah. Okay. Shield, assign. And an OICW with grenade launcher. Yeah. I definitely like demonstrated that quite a bit at the start of the chapter. It's pretty impressive. Like, it's the most feature-packed weapon that you get in the entire game with all those firing modes and whatnot. Yeah, let's check again. Yep. Objective individual combat weapon. Heckler and Koch G36 rifle with 20mm grenade. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because because of what I described with the small magic meter, it exacerbates even more the common thing you have to start doing a lot, which is just running circles to get your magic back up. Oh yeah, I should actually, for these, just go back to single shot. Because, I mean, these are just trappers. They're nothing. Okay. Don't hear any more trappers, so it should be fine. Unless... Oh, yeah, because I saw him adjust his aim, so yeah. That should be all taken care of. Alright. Oh yeah, and you can't even do like the bind spell, even with like the Zealototh rune to deal with like binding a horror. Fortunately, this machine gun by itself does more than enough damage to this thing. Ah. You'll need Chaturga shields for the end game. Sure, but even then it's like I still like the Mantorok shields just for like the extra comfort of there still being some kind of magic effect that starts corroding away the enemies. But whatever. Okay. What else is down this hall? Oh yeah. I think I'll also switch back to grenades for these big guys. Come on, kill the zombie. There we go. Yeah, at this point, I think just how much I'm, like, using the rifle in this situation, I feel like I definitely do not need to worry about, like, enchanting it for extra good measure. Because if it's not killing it, it's at least doing enough to knock it back and, like, stun lock. Okay. The enchanted grenade launcher is pretty rad. Yeah, it is. I won't deny that. Alright. There we go. And... oh wait, actually, I think before I get too far ahead, I need to go back a bit because I remember early on, during the parts of the level before you finally get the tome, before the room with the light puzzle, I know there was like an optional path I could have gone that had like a magic barrier that needs dispelling, so yeah, I'm gonna take another look that way. As well as here, just because, the other important thing I need to get before finishing Edward's chapter is the final effigy, and solve that puzzle. Oh, never mind, like it's right here, this particular... Die, graboids! If in doubt, backtrack. Definitely. I mean, at least, like, the areas are dense enough that, like, if you do backtrack, you're at least bound to find something worthwhile. So... okay, dispel. In fact, if I recall, based on the map, maybe it was... yeah, because this looks like it's starting to loop back around based on what I remember. Yeah. Where's Kevin Bacon when you need him? Ah, yes, I remember this because I went this way briefly before getting the tome, and going through here as you go up against the barrier from the other side. So yeah, I figured as much. Yep. Glad someone else clearly got the reference I was going for. Reba McIntyre with a shotgun. So yeah, now we got all three effigies, which means we can now head further into the level and up to the point where we get to actually place them down in the correct order, and so on. Could be worse, it could be ass blasters. Oh dear. Yeah. Okay. That's a very good point. Is that the porn parody? Man, somehow I doubt anyone would, like, want to, like, leave that name for just a porn parody. They'd have to make it official in some capacity. Goes egg, graboid, shrieker, ass blaster, egg. Oh yeah. Okay, now for this room right over here. It's so good. This stupid rifle is so good. Oh man. No, it's not stupid. It's amazing. It's got a bit of, yeah, like, the shape just, I'm sure probably just because of how, like, a lower poly count, like, games of this era are in general, but it always, like, at first when you see it for the first time, you just think it's off model for whatever reason. Oh man, so you're doing the you're doing the lunatic cultivation like as legit as possible without setting forward the clock all the time. The way it slots on the item screen is kind of odd. Yeah, that's always kind of the thing that like makes it seem weird at the time. It doesn't appear as much of an issue when you actually have it equipped in gameplay. Oh, wow. I mean, if you got time to kill, like, I guess that's a pretty good way to use it. Okay, so this puzzle. This is the one where, like, rather than what you would normally think, where you have to place down the color that is superior to what's being displayed, you have to do the opposite. Because all of these images are, like, showing them as, like, the victor over another type. So naturally, we gotta put this right here. Yep. Fire beats grass. Grass beats water. And water beats fire. Correct. Yep. The same tried and true rock, paper, scissors formula that Nintendo has stuck with for its Pokemon starter since the beginning. Yeah. Time to check down these stairs. Oh, thank you, Wrath. Yeah. I definitely got it to the point, like, when it came time to the second stream of this game, I had, like, basically landed on the ideal line count for it to look very consistent, regardless of, like, when it's recorded at 1080. So now it's time for the second version of this puzzle, in which we have to summon a trapper for the express purpose of removing an obstacle and sending it to the trapper dimension.
Tier Paratax Celadon.
And yes, just like with the dead body, once this thing ends up in the trapper dimension, it stays there. 2% chance on 15 plants is still a 2%. Ain't that the truth? Okay. Oh. Poor trapper. Yeah, whatever. Can we get another telefrag? Yes, we did. Trapper dimension must get crowded pretty fast. You would think, but it really only ever gets crowded up with the 2 items that are mandatory for removal. Oh yeah, once I get that cultivar going, all my money worries will be non-existent. Oh yeah, definitely. You get a lot of those lunar tears and just like sell them off or whatever. It's like you can make bank. So yeah, and you can see in the distance that little, like, object that we had warped away with the trapper. It's right there. No worries. Okay. Back to the main game. Oh yeah, that's a lot. Especially for a world that is just on the brink of extinction. Ah yes, the final scroll that we already, for a spell that we already knew, but whatever. Be right back, trapping all my old hardware and using it as my storage facility. Yeah, I mean, hey, the benefits of it is that the Trapper Dimension, like, it really is the ultimate storage space because it completely exists outside of time and space. No matter what era or person that goes there, everything in the dimension is always the same. Oh yeah, that's right. There is an achievement for getting $1 million bucks. Yeah, I remember getting very close to that when I played through Nier, when I was like doing my playthrough of all the side quests. But yeah, I never. But like, it was still far enough away that like I decided not to go with the grind and just go straight for ending D because I was anxious for that. Okay, so yeah, we still have to try and do the bind. Okay. Yeah, I recall getting up to very close to 800k as a result of that. I still had to spend the money on some things, especially for like weapons. But like it just didn't work out that way. Okay, so actually, yeah, I think I still got some grenades, so let's, okay, come on. Off with one head, off with the other, and oh, how was I that close for that? Okay, whatever. Okay, and definitely do not do what I was almost thinking of doing, which was trying to do a finisher on the horror with the grenades active. I'm pretty sure that's a very bad idea should you let that happen. Alright, some conveniently placed plastic explosives. Who'd have thought? Okay. Let me check again with the map. Yeah, because we gotta head back up the stairs. Or something, yeah. Up there. Right, because I'm trying to remember again, like, how we're expected to get to the, to that bottom part with the little pit that we need to set the explosives. But, whatever, I'm sure we'll figure it out when we get there. Now, if I could only just get my magic back up again so I can cast Magic Pool. Come on, how much more am I missing? Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, seriously, what the heck? Not there, so back up the ladder. And, oh, duh, that's right. Yeah, this is, yeah, another, like, reveal invisible thing, of course. Yeah. That's another part of progression that I almost always forget, though. Once I take a close enough look at the wall, it all comes back to me again that, yeah. Still reminding you that you have a spell dedicated to revealing invisible things, or stuff that is obscured by other visible things, so, yeah. Alright. Or what? Oh, right. 3's probably not going to be enough for that. Come on. Yep, there we go. Okay. Yeah, running in circles and swearing at the game. Oh yeah. Fortunately, we don't really have to worry about that nearly as much when it comes to Alex, just because she's got way better stats in all three categories. Yeah. In fact, with all the spells and like circles and runes that we got right now, basically what Alex's final chapter pretty much boils down to is it is basically like the survival horror equivalent of running through all of like your hotkey abilities and waiting and cooldowns in like an RPG or MMO or something like that. It's just as soon as it's queued up and ready to go again, which is to say the effect wears off, you cast it again, because hopefully your magic pool has done enough of the work in regenning your magic that you can just start casting again right away. I don't need you ass blasters in my life. Go away. Okay. Now then. This thing. Yeah, the worms really don't amount to a whole lot in the grand scheme of the game. Yeah. Alright. Like, I would not be surprised if there was at least some idea they had where, like, the point of the worms is that they somehow inflict some kind of sanity effect that goes beyond the normal rules of, like, what your sanity meter, like, governs. Yeah, I don't know. There's always a lot of, like, weird things about this game's ambition that just get, like, cut out, but you still see the remnants. They're supposed to actually attack? Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like the one worm that is ultimately the most effective is the one that you find like in the it's in Alex's chapter when she's going through the ruined city, because there's that one room where it's like the floor is designed in such a way that you actually have to creep over it, because otherwise it triggers a worm that like tints the screen and kind of basically prevents you from leaving because of the sanity effect that it puts on you. Okay, make sure the gun is loaded. Yeah. Okay. 3 minutes to reach minimum safe distance. Not dealing with you. Or you. Definitely not you. And not even you, tiny little zombie man. Go away. Actually, wait, was this the wrong way to go? Unless, wait, no, there's another. Yeah, there's a ladder on the other side. Okay. Briefly forgot. Oh, yeah. Oh, right. No, this isn't actually the end of the chapter. This is the other, like, sanity-induced cutscene. The end of this whole series of weird scenes.
Many centuries I've waited for you. You are mine.
Don't disappoint me now. I've waited such a long
It's incredibly lenient, yeah. Even though it doesn't feel like it, like 3 minutes seems short, but that's only, like, you realize it's like that because the path out of here is ultimately, like, even shorter. They're cute, you should have kept one.
succumb to my desires.
Keep it as a little guard pet at home. That'll deter trespassers.
Away from me.
What's going on here?
Okay, he's kind of in the way, so I might as well still just... Yeah.
2 minutes till detonation.
Oh yeah, and just again for good measure, go full auto on this monster. Okay, trying to remember. Oh yeah, the door's on that side. Should be home free pretty soon. Yep, and we're done. That's Edward's chapter all complete.
Thanks for coming. I didn't think you'd show.
Look, I have no idea who you...
I think you do. Just as much as I know you know. Now let's be quick. The Guardians know
Yeah.
where I am, and I won't last.
Although if not 2000, then at the very least like mid to late 90s.
What's this?
Something you need. Don't open it here. Only in privacy.
So yeah, there you go. It's the third of like the old three characters that do manage to survive their journey, you know? Lindsay got out alive, Peter Jacob got out alive, now Michael Edwards supposedly either dies later on or still manages to get away scot-free. Who knows? They very clearly made this cutscene to be ambiguous as to whether or not he thinks that he's gonna get done in by the Ancients or not. Alright. The time has finally come. Okay, and also I'm going to reset my spells to how they should be. 7 points magic pool. 7-point shield. Oh right, that's the part about it. It's like oh, time to swipe the fireball back at the T-Rex skeleton. Wait, wrong game. Okay. Yeah, and I'm actually gonna prepare a magic attack. Assign magic attack 7-point Mantorok. And then, yeah, because I'm still wanting to keep enchant items for like the guns or whatever. Not the Gladius, because we're gonna be getting the full result of that entire red, blue, green effigy puzzle. But yeah, what do I want on the left side again? Oh yeah, bind, because I definitely need to start to use that a bit more since we're at the end of the game. And it's fun to occasionally take control of a horror and have it fight for us. I don't know if that actually showed up on stream. It might have been with the monitor or the capture, but I swear I saw, like, for a brief seconds, like, multiple purple horizontal lines just briefly flash on screen. I, honest to God, just because of the game we're playing, thought that was going to be a sanity effect, but no, it wasn't. Might have been just something very brief and weird wigging out with the with the capture device.
Dear Alexandra.
Oh right, I never clicked on this yet.
Then I am surely dead. Knowing that the police will contact my only living relative, I made sure to leave this message for you. As I write this letter, Pious Augustus is waiting for his chance to strike me down for what I have done to the Guardian City. I believe I have slowed Augustus's plans, but not stopped them.
Yeah, that is a sanity effect.
He will still try.
This whole stream is a sanity effect.
You must continue what our ancestor Max has started. You must gather the artifacts and call forth an ancient to combat what Augustus brings into this world. Of the artifacts, there are 4. But one of these is in the clutches of Pious himself. They are the Black Heart of Mantorok, the Claw of Chaturga, the Sigil of Zelototh, the Veil of Ulyaoth. Your skill in the arcane science will not be as strong as Pious's, who has had 2 millennium to prepare his gate. You will need all the remaining artifacts to match his power. It all rests with you, my dear. I wish you well in this desperate act. I wish I had more guidance for you, but I am at my wit's end, and I feel I am running out of time. Your loving grandfather, Edward.
Rip. Alright, let's check this parcel. Yep, that's the final essence we needed, but more importantly, we got our enchanted Gladius, which is permanently set to be enchanted with a 7-point Zelototh spell. So, yeah. I'm still gonna use as much of, like, the shotgun and the revolver as I can, especially since I'm kind of starting to, like, run empty on the shells, but, yeah. The Gladius will be a good fallback. Absolutely. It's a lot tougher without it, yeah. Because, like, compared to the other characters in this game, like, even though you've had all of the intermissions to, like, try and, like, get stocked up on ammunition, you never really have enough as, like, what you got with Michael Edwards. Wait, you just saw it, right? Like, I saw there's a goddamn fire poker that was just moving by itself right there. Rewind the tape. Okay, now it's time to do this little puzzle. And voila! Entrance opened. Agreed, yeah. It needed a follow-up, but even then, like, I've reiterated multiple times across all these different streams, the follow-up in question, I feel, isn't necessarily one where I want it to be, like, a sequel, but, like, a full reimagining. You know, keeping the core concepts and even the plot and characters, but, like, really, like, reworking the core idea to, like, better convey the whole idea of, like, the cosmic horror elements and be more meaningful in all aspects of gameplay. Because the sanity effects are cool, but they do, like when put next to, like, the core gameplay mechanics you got, they do, like, a lot of them do feel more on the gimmicky side of things. Yeah, I could see, like, retro, that they could have done it. Yeah, like, at the very least, it definitely feels like the sort of thing where, like, it definitely, like, because of the inspirations that involve, like, a Western dev that would be, like, more tuned into, like, the source material and whatever, could definitely do it justice. I don't know if it needs to be retro, because I don't think it's like fully contingent on needing to have had like the people behind Metroid Prime to make it happen. Yeah, but who knows? But it's also the sort of thing where I just keep thinking about what I would have liked, like, a more expanded version of the Eternal Darkness plot to be. Because I keep going back to the idea of, like, highlighting that you play through this game multiple times and, like, give the... And just give it almost like the Yoko Taro treatment, where, yes, it's multiple routes, but just like in his games, those routes are more or less still continuations of the overall arcing story. Anthological could work, yeah. But yeah, but the thing is, like, it feels so hard to, like, come up with a legit sequel to something like this where the story is designed to, basically be... Oh, shoot, I forgot that there's... they always fake you out with that. You never see that circle there that you need to dispel until you are already 2/3 across the floor. Then you have to run back to save ground while taking damage. This is so stupid. But yeah, it's so hard to like come up with like a proper sequel idea for something like this when the whole conceit of the story is that it takes place over multiple millennia. You know? And the Eternal Darkness is meant to be like a one-of-a-kind book, so you couldn't really come up with like a conceit for there having been yet another person out there that happened to have an identical book of this type and was going through the exact same thing that Alex was, but like in a different scenario or context. But seriously, like, think how cool it would be, like, if you took, like, the idea behind the, choosing the 3 alignments at the beginning, is that, but, like, you basically go down one path and it has its own specific chapters, and you get different, runes for your spells that are specific to those chapters. You complete that route, then you play it again to choose a different alignment, and you go through a different set of characters with their own runes, while still carrying over all of your old stuff from the previous routes. Like, yeah, again, going back with the whole Yoko Taro influence, like, that's at least, like, a good way of, like, encouraging, like, quote, replayability while still having it be fresh enough that it feels like a continuation of, like, what the game's ultimately trying to convey to you. Alright, I've not actually recorded the 7-point Dispel Magic in the spellbook log. Okay, hold on, I forget. Oh yeah, it's like, I mean we all know, like, they mentioned that there was going to be like a fifth rune alignment, you know, like the yellow ancient, but that just never happened. And yeah, instead of just 3 power tiers of each spell. Yeah, it's weird like that, especially because like the Mantorok rune ultimately like does a lot of the same things that all the other 3 do for their spells, but the difference is that like not only is it locked out of the summon spells, but the Reveal Invisible is like the only time it does something, like it flips that idea on its head, you know? Because Reveal Invisible, it reveals other things invisible, but Mantorok inverts it so that it just makes you invisible. Like, it'd be so more interesting if, rather than Mantorok's version of the spells being the most powerful for normal use, that they applied more inverse or gimmicky kind of tricks on those existing spells so that they have some use, but not for, like, not to the point that they're the solution to every problem. Okay, Nethlek, Regramore... Okay. 4 Paragons. Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, I think if there, like, another interesting way that you could go about expanding the spell system in, like, a simple way is to, like, have a system in which the game could potentially recognize that you're combining multiple spells into the same circle, you know, rather than just having to like basically used the Paragon rune as just a bunch of filler. Like, why not use a 5-point circle to cast 2 spells of the same alignment, where, yes, they could balance it in a way that they're just only the 3-point equivalents for those individual spells, but by combining them into a 5-point circle, you could, like, get basically, like, a mana count discount in a way, you know? Like, it's more magic efficient to cast them that way than individually a bunch of different 3-point spells. Like, just different ideas that they could go with. Yeah, like that would definitely be like an interesting way to go about it. I just mentioned like the version I did because that would at least feel like within the limits of what this game already has, that would be like a pretty like easy hack, I guess. But yeah, like combining them in very like unique and interesting ways would definitely be like, it would still like be part of having to rework a whole lot of the core fundamentals behind the system. Because outside of the whole Sanity gimmick, like, as busted as it is, magic in this game really is the most appealing part about it from a gameplay perspective. It's got, like, the most meat to it, and yet it, in its current implementation, it is simultaneously the most game-breaking thing imaginable. But you learn to love it anyway. Oh man, I'm thirsty. Yeah. Had some pizza earlier tonight, so yeah, the salt's kicking in. The taste kind, obviously not the, you know, the other kind of salt. Okay. Now to go through this whole rigmarole that Edward had to do for a different spell. Oh, god damn it, Wrath! Uttering that cursed name in this chat. Yeah. It kind of is. Although I did mention last time that, like, I felt, in a weird way, even though you do this with Edward first, I really do feel like it, like, it's more justified for Alex to do this given the context. And, like, rather than have it be that Alex do something different, in the lead up to the battle with Pious, I wish she still kept this while Edward's, like, whole plan to cast a dispel magic on the size of a city on these things would have been done in like a different way, like maybe in a summon in a spell circle formation that is not these exact same series of towers. Okay, we're decked out with all kinds of purple power. Now to just blast through all the gun ammo we got before falling back on the Gladius. Oh right, reveal invisible again. Thank you. Oh right, all these levers were already pulled because of Edward going through here. Well, so much for like enchanting my weapon, thinking that I was gonna get to shoot something in there. Whatever. Yeah. It really is a shame that going through this whole, like, ruined city a second time in almost the exact same manner kind of, like, pulls the rug out, like, on any sort of momentum you should be having with this being the finale. But I do think it kind of redeems itself once we get to the boss proper. Because unlike the Black Guardian, I do at least think that within this game's limited combat, it does a good job of selling that you are engaging in a final battle for the fate of the entire human race. Like, everything is hanging on you being able to do this. Totally, yeah. That is very much like the core reason for like how I feel about that. Like, it wasn't too long ago, and no matter how you shake it, just going through this ruined city is like one of the lengthiest things to do in the entire game. Like more so than it is to like go through the cathedral as Luther and Jacob, you know, because that place is massive. But at least they do enough with, like, the environment and, like, shaking it up to let you, like, so that it doesn't feel completely the same. All that Paragon, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh, this at least is a fun little bit that you kind of do just to kind of, because admittedly it is the sort of thing where it exists just to remind you that you have all these different summon spells. But like, it's not too bad. Yeah, because all three of these creatures originally broke out of their displays. So naturally, you just gotta summon them to put them back. See, at least this idea, I think, is a cool way to kind of link Edward's chapter and Alex's, because, yes, you are going through the same area, and it'd be nice to have, like, a lot more standout moments of showing this is the result of what Edward did. Now you have to do something in response to the very thing that he just did when he went through this area. Like, it's not a badly designed idea. Again, still kind of a shame that it's all in service of, like, doing this entire 9-point summon circle. Totally, yeah. I would not even be surprised if, like, part of this was, like, another thing that came as a result of how much Nintendo was breathing down Silicon Knights' back. This, just trying to get them to finish this thing. Because at the very least, you could say this is a very Nintendo-like thing to do. Okay, just so I don't have a situation where a horror, like, spawns behind me or whatever, I'm gonna get into a big open area with enough room, and then just have it lumber its way over there. There's somewhere in the city where you can see the N64 version of the enemies on display in those. Oh, maybe? I guess so. That's... Wait, hold on. So... Yeah, well, maybe it's looking a bit too dark with how it is on the stream output, but I think I see what you're talking about, because I see something that looks like a horror, but it's more fuzzy and only has one head instead of three. Yeah. Oh my god, I never noticed that. Wow. What a smart reuse of old assets you would never be able to use otherwise, Silicon Knights, bravo. Okay. Now I can get out of here. Oh, right. The door's back this way. Oh, man. At least with this, unlike Edward, I know exactly how to make the spell the first time and not have, like, the confusion that I had when I somehow thought that you were supposed to make a magical attack spell, not the spell magic. Because I feel like it really could have gone either way when you're trying to, like, create a circle designed expressly for a spell that is to wipe out everything living in this gigantic underground city. It does, yeah. Yeah, but even then, it still feels like it's fairly, like, compared to this, it's still fairly easy to figure out, like, what it is you're even supposed to put in those slots. Okay. This I remember. I'm specifically creeping across because I recall that when you step on that, it summons a giant worm, puts a big sanity effect on you, and sets you back at the on the stairs. But I kind of don't feel like dealing with that right now, so let's just go. Okay. And now for the alignment rune. Obviously summoning Zelatath to deal with Ulyaoth. The funny thing about this setup, considering like what alignment we chose at the beginning, the funny thing is that we're basically using the Ancient that has the same voice actor that plays Alex, fighting against the Ancient whose voice actor also plays Pious. Fun little trivia there. Oh my goodness. It's been nothing but trappers. Like, give me some zombies or horrors that I actually have to shoot or blow open. Okay, no, like, it's not that lever. I know that, so... Right, yeah. The door that I have to go through is up through here. Still really looking forward to when we get to that final boss fight. It at least makes the payoff for all this running around worth it. More trappers. Why? Alright. Get another Paragon rune in here. Let's go. Oh, right, this one. Yeah, I remember this rune. This one you gotta do a lot of, gotta reveal, do reveal invisible in order to know where they are. Again, like, the individual, like, scenarios in these rooms after you place one of the runes, they're not bad. It's a novel enough kind of use of the things you've already learned over the course of the entire game. Are you kidding? That's not... Ah. Okay. There. That shut them up. Oh, no. Oh. Didn't quite hear that, but... Oh, well, whatever. Yeah, I'm sticking back to the Gladius at this point. I can't be bothered trying to keep bringing up the shotgun and re-enchanting it just because I think there's going to be like some big enemies to shoot with it. It's ridiculous. I'll just keep the magic pool and shield going because, I mean, like, that's most important for this whole damage floor. Okay. Just get to the other side. No problem. There we go. Pious falling asleep watching Alex trek through across these big empty rooms. Yeah. And Uyoff is just getting mad and was like, dude, just finish the stupid summoning spell already, you idiot. Just let me go through. We can be done with this. It's like, no, man. And I will not rest until we personally kill the last living Roivus before I bring you into our world. Whatever. Pious is an idiot. It's already been established. Oh, yeah, these things. Okay, see if I can remember what it is that I gotta... I definitely feel like it's a case of where, like, you have to use, like, magic attacks on it, which... I wonder if just the Mantorok is going to target all of them from the get-go. Yep, it totally does. Yeah. Man, I can only imagine how much more tedious that'd be if you didn't have the Mantorok rune. And you just had to, like, cast each different alignment of the same attack every single time. Oh, man. And I just ran out of my magic pool. Hold on. Come on. I get the encouragement for using magic for everything, but I do feel like it would not have hurt if there was, like, a lot more instances of consumable items that just quickly refill one of your one of your meters, you know? Like the magic elixir that we had back in Peter Jacobs' chapter because of the boss fight, you know? Why can't we just get more of that? Because sometimes you need a quick refill and you don't want to, like, go through, like, the trouble of having to do a spell circle while enemies are attacking you. Oh yeah, definitely. There's still a lot to be that could be done with this. Limited to one per room, yeah. Yeah, that's really kind of the ultimate thing. It's like, it's unlimited, but it gets kind of tedious at points. And yeah, it's just... I really do feel like that in a traditional survival horror sense, there could be a place for something that is like non-physical, like magic. Because that's why, like, a lot of the decisions you have to make in stuff like old Resident Evil or Silent Hill works. Because those resources are finite. Magic technically is not. So it's the sort of thing where it's like, I do feel like if there was to ever be like a full reworking of how the magic system is without completely gimping it, like the idea I would have gone for, which I wrote about on my website, is that I would make it so that all 3 colored meters are basically different mana meters that represent the different 3 alignments, and if you want to power the spell of a certain alignment, you have to sacrifice some meter from another in order to fuel it, you know? And it wouldn't recharge automatically from just standing or walking. It's like, you want that meter back, you gotta sacrifice something else in order to get it. That would at least be like a more interesting approach to like a magic system. I could probably see why they didn't think to go about it, because like red and blue for health and mana is so ubiquitous for like as far as like UI in games, because I mean that's the sort of thing you get in like RPGs, you know. But I still feel it would have been more beneficial to this game if like the different colored meters, because like the colors they have and the alignments that represent them are not a coincidence. So yeah, and then just have like a 4th meter that acts as your actual health. That would be purple, you know, to represent Mantorok, and that could be one where it's like you could just have consumable health items to help with that in case you incur any permanent damage. Basically, what I'm saying is that I should be hired to direct a reimagining of Eternal Darkness. Please and thank you. Oh yeah, that's right. Even when you do like a dispel, you do a Mantorok dispel magic, because it affects all alignments, it also affects your own. See, I gotta cast Magic Pool and Magic Shield all over again. Yep, sanity for one, health for another. Yeah. And then the Mantorok rune, when you get that, it basically sacrifices all 3 meters just so you can get, like, a proper, like, health healing spell, and, you know, also change the effects of those usual spells into something completely different, you know? Do more interesting things along the same lines as, you know, when you use Mantorok Reveal Invisible, it turns you invisible. Heck, imagine if, like, the Bind Creature spell, if you used Mantorok on it, instead of it just binding to, like, a, one of the existing alignment monsters, it could, like, let you just, like, bind to, like, another human or something. Of course, that would require there to be, like, more chapters in which you have regular humans that aren't actually monsters themselves, but that's a whole other matter. Again, just all what I love about this game. The ideas they already have are so cool, but just the possibilities for expanding and improving on it feels infinite. The rune failing to keep up with Alex is so funny. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yep, alright. Yep. Spell was correct. First time. Let's go. Oh, yeah, this one. I remember. This is definitely one of those, like, mandatory, like, use of the bind spell. Okay, that was weird. Sorry, I wasn't sure what was going on. I just felt a little rumble. Might have been like a very slight earthquake or aftershock. We kind of had like a brief earthquake that happened up here a few days ago. Nothing like too damaging or whatever, but it is like still concerning when it happens, you know? And yeah, it does feel more empty than it did. Is that word? Is this Alone in the Dark? Oh, Alone in the Dark wishes it was this. Let's be real. Clearly it's Clock Tower. Yeah. Spoiler alert, Scissor Man is a Sanity effect. Actually, you fools, it's neither of these. It's the precursor to Haunting Ground. All we're missing is a dog. Scissor Man, the one true and horrible god. Ain't that the truth? And yeah, Demento, like Haunting Ground, whichever you want to call it, that definitely needs more exposure than it did. Doesn't deserve to be left behind on PS2. Yeah, it is interesting to look at Alone in the Dark when it's starting to just kind of see like how some of that stuff carried over. Though also when I think about all that stuff like in the PC space, it also reminds me of like BioForge, which also feels like another weird, like, because it's mainly like more like an adventure game on PC, but it's also got tank controls and other wonky stuff. I don't know. But yeah, we're getting ready. And if I recall, once we step over here, yep, thank you, game, for reminding me that I should save my progress. 9 hours and 6 minutes in here. Yeah, we're all good on shield. We got magic pool. I got my enchanted gladius. Let's do this. All right.
Miss Roivas, you're just in time. The summoning spell I began 2,000 years ago.
This exchange, I love for how delightfully hammy it is. Like, you listen to the lines that Alex is saying. She's trying to so clearly convey that she is done with Pious's bullshit, but like, she is just acting like so like bold about like everything that she's saying. Like these two, like their lines make it sound like that they should be saying this on a stage play. Time for the best music track in the game. Oh yeah, that's right. That music plays during this. Oh, it's so good.
The end indeed.
Alex is here to speak to the manager. Yeah, I'd like to speak with your manager. Me and my enchanted gladius. No, it is not a threat. Why would you construe it as such? Oh, yeah. Here we go. A giant eldritch Metroid. Versus the green angel representation of a schizophrenic Jennifer Hale, because she has two different types of voices. Yeah. Now, if there were to be a reimagining / remake of this game, I bet you that while you're fighting Pious, they would have tried to make it so that you could see the two ancients battling in the background at the same time, you know? Just do the same thing that happens like during the Lumen Sage fight in Bayo 2, where it's like you're fighting him, but like your infernal demons also fighting against the angel. I simp for Zealot's Path. Oh my goodness. Alright, where's that? Oh yeah, you gotta hit him first to reveal the essence. Yeah, I said Bayo 2 style. It was the closest thing I could think of that came to mind. Ah! Oh dear, it probably disappeared after it beat. No, it's still there. Yeah. Ah, come on. Alright, now here's the part that really makes this whole boss fight so cool. Like, yes, in the present, it's Alex going up against Pious. But even though she's like the last of her family left behind and most of these people are dead, she's still technically not alone. The spirits of those who have fallen come back to fight. Why is it not locking on? There, got it. Seriously, it amazes me just kind of how, for a genre like this, where like combat is not the focus and like boss fights like these have so much capacity to like really lose the player at this point, like this really does try to go so far out of its way to try and sell the player that they are partaking in something that is incredibly grand in scope and meaningful. Yeah, I'm purple. Okay, I can see that. Okay. Anthony finally getting revenge for being left a shambling zombie for several centuries. Yep, all the warriors. It is very much that kind of... that feel. Alright, and I think after this... yeah, and once I land a hit as Kareem, that's when it starts, like, the next set of cutscenes. Yeah. And good thing to remember that, like, I still have the Ramdao. The best weapon. Oh, yeah. This is fun. Jennifer Hale versus Richard Doyle in their true forms. Alright. Let's actually see if I can just get like a... No, no, that wasn't worth it. Dang it. No! Ugh! Oh no, this is bad. No, seriously, please don't. Please do not do this to me. Well, first death. Oh, but at least you get to see this cutscene. I forgot. Yeah, this is totally different from any time you die.
I spit at thee.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Yeah. I mean, they knew that this could go real poorly, which is why the game actually decided to remind you to save. Can he even spit, though? I'm pretty sure he's really not supposed to. He doesn't even have any lips left. Or probably a working tongue. Yeah. We're still gonna beat this, though. Come on, let's just get back to it. Yeah, it's just... Yeah, like, that shield and magic pool I casted before the battle was, like, ultimately for naught just because Pious immediately casted the spell magic to undo the whole thing. True Eldritch Horror, the Nintendo logo. Okay. Now... It's probably not gonna let me be able to skip these cutscenes, yeah. Oh, crap. I mean, it's nice that it lets you skip the cutscenes when you do a second playthrough, but it'd be nice if it actually paid attention to the fact that, yeah, if you watch it the first time and somehow die and have to replay this, you shouldn't be, like, having to sit through all this again. The hybrid children being unwashed Smash fans.
The human race will never
Oh,
quietly into the darkness.
that's the real horror right there.
Summoning your lord, people have struggled against
The Smash
you.
fandom.
Now, thanks to their efforts, I have 3 of the Ancient's essences. Now, Pious, this is the end.
The end indeed.
Cheeto farts would drain your sanity. Ugh. Among other things. I'm pretty sure that would also drain your magic and health simultaneously. Okay, seriously, let's do this properly. With the right alignment it would, yeah. I could see that. Ugh. Alright, round 2, let's do this. Okay, I at least got him there, so like he didn't have time to cast the spell. Oh, now he did. Ah! It's so hard to get a good angle with which to like hit him that he doesn't immediately trade blows. I think that's the big problem that I keep having. Yeah, you just kind of have to cut behind him like that. So like to his left by the looks of it. Okay, I gotta remember, yeah, because there's always like a specific like direction that he swings. Alright, time to bring back all the warriors. Yep, like that. It's a bit tricky too, because when you start running, there's a noticeable like turn radius that you go through if you're trying to change directions. Oh man, and he's blocking like a pro. Oh man. Still doing better on this first round, I think. Oh, but I didn't get like a proper hit on the essence with Anthony. Okay, come on. Come on. There. I don't even need to lock on for the essence to hit it. Just swinging, like, wherever. Okay, to his left. Yeah. Yeah, I got this. I got this. Oh man, if only. Man, that's something they gotta like come up with like for like a remake or remaster. Have like a new character that is just a ninja and discovers this shit in feudal Japan. Like, why yes, the influence of the ancients does extend to East Asia. Why wouldn't it? And for that matter, throw in South America as well. Get all the continents involved. I mean, have you seen some of the corrupt, messed up shit in Brazil? I mean, like that's clearly got to be the work of the ancients. There's some eldritch horrors behind all the atrocities that go on in there. Furisco is a playable character. Oh man. Yes, the real horror in a South American chapter of Eternal Darkness is just trying to survive living in Sao Paulo. Okay, who's next? Yeah, Maximilian. You got sent to an asylum because of this nonsense. But now you're gonna get your hit in on this dude. Assuming that you're... assuming you being such a fatso it doesn't... Oh, come on. Okay, this is admittedly a bit tougher just because... even though that they're, like, in their spirit forms, it doesn't change the fact that, like... Oh, Maximilian is such an unathletic asshole. Yeah, his hitbox is huge. He's got a poor, like, yeah, it's just the old, like, strategy I was going with by cutting through Pious' left side is just not working. Oh, wait, I could have just done that. Right. Okay, then. Never mind. Oh, yeah, that's right. You don't even need to hit Pious to trigger where it shows up next. You just gotta, like, run to it when you figure it out. It's just you only need to hit Pious when you're Alex, is the thing. No! No, don't you dare hit me again. Oh yeah, be on key. Pious made like a mean-spirited fat joke as he shoved you into a concrete pillar. You should just hit him to show him his place. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But right now, with where we're at, we're getting onto the final phase, and I know that this part can absolutely go very, very wrong. Because he tries to set up like magical barriers to like... initially to protect himself, but if you walk into it at the wrong time, it boxes you in. I just love how, like, the cutscenes with the Ancients fighting just has the energy of big kaiju battles, in a weird way. That's just what makes them so charming. Okay. Okay, he's got a shield up, but that's not gonna... Okay, yeah. And I'm dealing with, like, no sanity at the moment, so I gotta be extra careful. Okay. Yeah, it kinda is, but... again, there's still a charm to it. Okay, just one more point of his shield left to go. Yeah. Come on, I just need to get the right angle. Ah! Taste my insanity blade. Yeah, just keep walking. Just keep walking my way. Don't even think about trying to cast any new spells. No, 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 no. I forgot that that circle was there. Oh, man. No, 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 no. Yeah, I'm gonna do like a 3-point heal spell. That's really all I can afford. There. Okay. At least that's still serviceable. Just, oh my goodness. Oh, but at least Pious is limping. You can kind of see it. Just a bit more. Three-point Mantorok. Well, yeah, I guess I probably could have, but whatever. We did it! Huh. Who spits on thee now? You 2,000-year-old lich? Yeah, it is kind of goofy when it just your Gladius just clangs off his helmet, yet it still does damage. Yep, giving the eternal zombie a concussion. And there we go. Xel'lotath wins. Okay. So yeah, that went pretty well. I mean, aside from the death, which I guess was kind of fortunate because that let me show the unique cutscene that plays when you actually game over here. Yeah, killing the Great Mage by redirecting his own attacks and giggling. Yeah, that's a way to do it. Yeah, Pious is down, his Ancient is defeated, the world is saved! Yeah! Oh, wait. Oh yeah, there's still a problem. So those brief still images, I can at least say that, like, I think another part of, like, how this game ended up with cut content is that I think that there was gonna be, like, instances where, like, depending on the alignment that you summon or whatever, or actually, I think it was more like if you fail against Pious ultimately in the end, like, those cutscenes are supposed to be based on, like, cut bad endings for the Ancient. Like, if they win, that shows what happens if they were to totally enslave humanity. But no, we just have the spirit of our grandfather swap out a rune, and then that's it. Would have been kind of nice if maybe, like, this part was maybe a bit more involved. But whatever. After how long and exhausting going through this city a second time was, I'm at least glad that, like, it was very quick.
For now, at least, you have proved to be an incredibly courageous.
It does, yeah. I always liked Xel'lotath's design. I mean, again, it's also helped by, like, the voice and personality. The fact that it's, like, talking in, like, two different voices. Ulioth's fine, and Chattur'gha is, like, he's so dumb, but it makes sense. Giant space lobster.
As I gazed up at the Ancient I had brought into this world to stop Pious, my mistake was made clear. This Ancient could lay the world to ruin just as easily as Pious's would have. And yet, as quickly as it began, it ended. To think once I could not
see beyond the veil of our reality, to see those who dwell behind.
I was once a fool.
And of course, when you beat the game a second and third time, that ending monologue is different. Yeah. Yeah, as you'd expect, because this was done on the fresh save file, I am not showing like what the actual final cutscene is. But I mean, we've already alluded to it enough times. It's like, the whole idea is that, you know, all 3 playthroughs contributed to Mantorok's plan of getting all 3 ancients to kill each other in those timelines, and then he just snaps them into, like, merging into one, so that there are no more of the big 3. Yes, this accomplishment will begin a new era for humanity. This is very, very triumphant, this little victory text right here. And I mean, why wouldn't it be? You'd stop the cosmic horror. So yeah, there we go. Oh, man. Oh, right, yeah, this. Yeah. RIP. So yeah, that was Eternal Darkness. God, this game is still so good. Yeah, you can thank those 2 for gameplay direction, specifically. Thanks, man. Yeah, this is... Yep. You did it. Yeah. Still continues to justify this game's place in, like, my top 100 games ever. It's still so awesome and inspired, even in spite of its clear-cut content and, like, gameplay flaws. But it's still just the sort of thing where, like, where can you really point to anything else out there that is even, like, as close to this as possible? Like, not even in the context of, like, other survival horror games, you know? Because I already established that I feel that this game isn't nearly as deserving as of that label as stuff like RE or Silent Hill is. Definitely more of a horror-themed adventure. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, and also still goes to show just how rich, like, going with this type of theme is, that you don't specifically need to have Lovecraft or the Cthulhu mythos named as is to really make it work. You can take inspiration from it in the right places and turn it into something truly original like this. It's a game that's really more than the sum of its parts. Yeah, totally. Individual pieces are flawed, but they form a great whole. Yeah. Definitely flawed in this case, though. I also I at least like to think of it in a more positive light, which is, like, not fully realized, because there's actually another game that is one of my all-time favorites that I also think fits the same description of some of its parts, and that's Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher Bay. You know? Because that's got all kinds of different gameplay, like, elements, like, in cohesion with each other, but the thing with that, obviously, is, like, yeah, if you were to take, like, Butcher Bay's individual gameplay elements on their own, they're, like, very funny, Raph. But no, it's like, if you were to take those individual, elements by themselves, they're like, they would seem like a good, series of individual prototypes that could be further fleshed out. But they didn't. Instead, they just used them smartly in very specific places to, like, better serve the core experience of what they want to go with. And I do think, like, it also works kind of similarly here. Not 100% in the same way that Starbreeze managed to do it when they made Butcher Bay. But, like, I mean, like, it's got puzzles, it's got combat, it uses them in ways that, like, and also, it, like, pretty decent controls and, like, camera setups that, you know, it accomplishes in some ways similar to like how RE's fixed camera angles worked for that game, but instead it uses a lot more like dynamic on a rail kind of cameras that work well with the controls you have. Yeah, I love Butcher Bay. Such a good game. Because that's like, oh man. Ironically, I feel this way about the Darkness. Totally, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Funny enough, I've still never played the Darkness. I feel like I at least deserve to like try it, especially since like I think if I recall, that game never actually got a PC version, so I might as well just like try and hunt down like a 360 copy or something. But yeah, I think actually the good sum of flawed parts, the last time I actually felt something like that, funny enough, was Shadow of Mordor. But I don't know. I feel like I, just by nature of a lot of like modern games these days, I probably would feel even less about that if I were to go back to it. Because I just remember how like so many of Shadow of Mordor's parts were so uninspired feeling, like individually on their own. But that Nemesis system was a pretty strong novelty at the time. But yeah, Butcher Bay is cool, and like that, and that's definitely on the list of stuff that I'm definitely going to be playing on stream, because so I guess maybe just for a bit of like behind the scenes stuff on like what I have planned for the future now that this game is done, and I'm not going to go straight into streaming the next game tomorrow night. I just kind of had it in me to stream all of Eternal Darkness in 5 nights in a row. But I guess just to give, some ideas of like what I got planned that I want to do. So, yeah, like over here, like what I've got is I plan to do Jet Set Radio, specifically De La Jet Set Radio through like through emulator, because my Dreamcast is in storage at the moment. It's still not here, but it's like it's another game where like I was doing testing with the whole CRT overlay setup that I got, and I felt like I got some settings specific for that I think really will make it pop with the scan lines. But then there's also the other matter where it's like, oh yeah, and also I guess the one thing about Jet Set Radio that I'm planning with that is I'm trying to see how much, if all of it, I can cram into a single stream, because my intent is to do a New Game Plus run of it where it's just me going for jet rankings on every mission with as many different characters as possible. Because there are ways to do it when you know, like, the best ways to get points from infinite grind loops. So, like, yeah, that would be... I treat that more as, like, an intermission kind of thing before I get into the next thing that I definitely want to, like, show off on stream, which is this one. Because we were talking about Butcher Bay a little while ago, and it's like, I've got the original PC version of Escape from Butcher Bay installed, and funny enough, unlike Dark Athena, I'd say it works a whole lot better natively off the bat than trying to get Assault on Dark Athena working in any context on Windows 10. I could not for the life of me get that game working on PC, and even then, even if I could, I still wouldn't play the version of Butcher Bay that's on that game, just because I don't like the specific graphics enhancements it goes with. But yeah, JSR and Butcher Bay, those are basically the two big ones on my list. I kind of want to, because they have different, basically different layouts depending on the type of game and capture method I'm going with. Like this screen you're seeing here, this is for games where I'm intending to show them in widescreen as high resolution as possible. With Jet Set Radio, as you can see with the overlay, that's meant for games that even if I'm emulating them, I still want them to look as close as they would on the original hardware. Obviously, this one over here is like what I say for Eternal Darkness and like other old standard definition games that I play on original hardware. And then, of course, obviously, there'll be, well, I mean, the background implies that I have Ninja Gaiden 2 planned in the future, but not really. I just put this up as a generic one. But yeah, this is also for like playing any HD console games. That's also going to be kind of treated similarly with like live streaming modern PC stuff. Because, yeah, as it stands, I do want to get... No, not that. No, you asshole, no. No, like, look again at that donation tracker and the goal. It specifically says, let's play. I'm not gonna fumble over my words and, like, dissertation on why that game is a steaming pile of garbage. I need a pre-recorded format with a full playthrough just to convey how much I loathe it. But yeah, Butcher Bays, that's gonna be a fun one. Same for showing off De La Jet Set Radio in, like, a kind of skillful manner. And I still got other stuff that I have planned for, like, on this setup over here with the with, like, more GameCube games, because I am also itching to do another, like, Resident Evil 4 playthrough, specifically on professional, just to kind of, like, test myself to see how well I can perform with that on stream, especially for a game where I feel like everyone knows it, and there's gonna be, like, a high propensity for people wanting to backseat the hell out of me, which I will not let them. But yeah, that's basically it for the stream now. Yeah, just kind of going over future plans. It was fun playing through Eternal Darkness again and doing it this way. And thanks again for you guys that have been showing up for this, especially a lot of the people that showed up tonight and the night before. Like, it's been a good time. Makes me feel just that little bit less awkward of having to talk to myself in an empty void. So yeah. Thanks. You all have a good night out there. Catch you later. Probably on Thursday at the latest, if not Friday. Peace.